prognosis definitely is poorer because the stage goes up. So there are a lot of factors there, okay, involved in whether the patient is curable or not. But all said, thyroid cancers are better than most of the cancers in the body. All cancers are curable if they are diagnosed at an early stage. Curability depends on a lot of factors. In thyroid, it depends upon the age of the patient. Why am I talking about the age of the patient? Because you see the best prognostic thyroid cancers, that is the well-differentiated variants, they don't, if their age is less than 55, patient's age, okay, does not matter whether they are the cancer is spread to some lung or some other organ. They only have two stages. Stage 1, there is no metastasis. Stage 2, that is when there is metastasis. But if the patient is above 55 years of age, same well-differentiated cancers will have 4 stages, 1 to 4. So you see, prognostically that makes a lot of difference. Anaplastic variants of thyroid cancer have the poorest prognosis. When the patient comes, they are always in stage 4, irrespective of whether the disease has spread or not spread. So it depends, right? Curability also depends on other factors, like how the surgery has been done. You see, if the initial size of the tumor is very large, if during surgery, part of the tumor has been left behind, okay? If the nodal dissection has not been done adequately, if on the histopathology we find the number of nodes involved is very large, if we find the size of the nodes are very large, okay, if we find that the tumor has invaded local vessels, that is the blood vessels and or the lymphatic vessels, they are very slow growing diseases, remember. In fact, a lot of studies in thyroid cancer have been done on a 20-year survival basis. 20-year survival. Most of the cancers we do 5-year, 10-year survival. But thyroid cancers have been done on 20-year survival basis, which means how many patients are surviving after the end of 20 years. Whereas rest of the cancers, we are doing 5-year survival. That is how many patients are surviving at the end of 5 years. Likelihood of recurrence will depend on all the factors that I stated earlier. That is, if the size of the tumor is large, margins are positive, adequate nodal dissection has not been done, patient did not get, there was a delay in the radioiodine therapy. I'll give you an example. Suppose the patient has undergone surgery, but a little bit of tumor has been left behind. Fine, no problem. We are sending the patient for radioiodine ablation. But if the patient gets a delayed date for the radioiodine therapy, that tumor will grow and that tumor will probably metastasize. So that creates the chances of recurrence higher, right? Similarly, if there's a large volume disease and the patient has not at all gone for the radioiodine therapy, the patient will definitely develop a local recurrence or a distant metastasis. Basically, capsules are given to the patient containing iodine which can emit radiation when they get concentrated in the thyroid gland. Patient comes in the morning with an empty stomach, takes a capsule with water, and after some time it gets concentrated in the thyroid gland, and then the scans are taken, and within 7 days it starts getting cleared out via the urine. That is radioiodine scan. Radioiodine scan can be diagnostic scan or a therapeutic scan. Diagnostic is when we are trying to diagnose whether the patient has any residual disease or not. Because if there is residual disease present, then any metastatic disease, say anywhere in the lungs, will not get taken up. So if there is any amount of disease left in the neck, that will get ablated. So suppose in a hypothetical situation, I'm assuming some residual disease is left, we will do a diagnostic scan with low amount of radiation, 2 to 3 millicoulombs of radiation, and we find the deposit there, residual disease. Immediately after, within 7 days, we will do a therapeutic scan where iodine is delivered to ablate that deposit, the residual disease in the neck. So after 6 months of this, we will do another diagnostic scan, and at that time it will be revealed whether there is any metastatic deposit present or not elsewhere in the body. What is the patient advised? If the patient is breastfeeding, pregnant woman, she was pregnant, then she should not breastfeed her baby at all. Completely stop breastfeeding. Completely not go in for any pregnancy, at least for a year. Patient should not come very in close contact with people who are susceptible to radiation, like elderly people, children. They should not share food from the same plate. See, I told you something. I said it gets flushed out via the urine. So whenever the patient goes for urinating, she should flush the toilet at least 2 to 3 times. This is for diagnostic. In therapeutic scan, patient initial 7 days, 7 to 8 days, patient is kept in the hospital only. Why? Because I told you that we are delivering a higher dose of radiation to the patient, right? So they have these cards which allow to detect how much radiation the patient is emitting. So below a certain level, which is determined by the hospital protocol, the patient is allowed to get discharged, and then they go back to their homes, and then they follow the same protocol which I said, the same set of precautions which I stated, they will follow at home. See, papillary thyroid cancer, if I'm talking about 5-year survival, okay, 100%. If it's stage 1, but if it is stage 4, it goes down to 80%. So not a very big difference, because it is a good prognostic disease. But if you're talking of anaplastic, stage 1, it is 30%, and stage 4 it is 4%. Very poor prognosis. In fact, most patients of anaplastic thyroid carcinoma present with a mass which is locally invading the adjoining structures. So it is a very bad prognostic disease.
Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more videos on cancer care.